NATO's response to Russia's violation of the Paris Agreement on climate change. Climate change is no longer a future threat but a present challenge. The world has witnessed the effects of climate change, such as rising sea levels, extreme weather conditions, and melting glaciers. In 2015, 196 countries signed the Paris Agreement, which set the target of limiting global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. The Paris Agreement aims to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and transition to a low-carbon economy. However, the United States withdrew from the Paris Agreement in 2017, and since then, the climate change response has been under threat. With the increase in global temperature, countries such as Russia continue to violate the Paris Agreement. NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is an intergovernmental military alliance that consists of 30 European and North American countries. NATO was established in 1949 to provide collective defense against the Soviet Union during the Cold War. However, NATO's role has evolved to address other security challenges, including terrorism and cyber threats. Climate change has become a security challenge, and NATO is increasingly recognizing its importance. In recent years, NATO has taken steps to address climate change as a security threat. In 2010, NATO recognized climate change as a security issue and established an expert group to analyze its impact on security. In 2016, NATO's heads of state and government issued a joint statement that recognized climate change as a significant security risk. The statement emphasized that climate change can exacerbate existing conflicts and instability, increase migration, and affect energy security. The joint statement also called for NATO to integrate climate change into its planning and operations. Despite NATO's recognition of climate change as a security threat, some member states have been slow to address the issue. Russia, a member of NATO's Partnership for Peace program, has not ratified the Paris Agreement and continues to increase its greenhouse gas emissions. In 2019, Russia's greenhouse gas emissions were 33% above 1990 levels, far above its Paris Agreement commitments. Additionally, Russia has a history of environmental disasters, such as the Chernobyl nuclear disaster and the oil spills in the Arctic. NATO has responded to Russia's violation of the Paris Agreement by taking several steps. First, NATO has increased its focus on energy security by reducing its dependence on fossil fuels. In 2019, NATO announced its goal of reducing its greenhouse gas emissions by 50% by 2030. NATO is also investing in renewable energy sources and energy-efficient technologies. Second, NATO is increasing its cooperation with partners outside the organization, such as the European Union, to address climate change. Third, NATO is promoting awareness of the security risks of climate change through training and education. Furthermore, NATO is taking an active role in addressing climate change in its operations. For example, NATO's mission in Afghanistan is taking measures to reduce its environmental footprint. These measures include using renewable energy sources and reducing waste. NATO's mission in Kosovo is also taking steps to address climate change, such as improving energy efficiency in buildings. NATO's response to Russia's violation of the Paris Agreement is commendable, but it is not enough. The world needs collective action to address climate change, and NATO has a crucial role to play. NATO must continue to increase its efforts in reducing its carbon footprint and promoting renewable energy sources. Additionally, NATO must encourage its member states to ratify the Paris Agreement and meet their commitments. Finally, NATO must promote dialogue with Russia on climate change and encourage it to take action to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions. In conclusion, climate change is a significant security risk, and NATO is increasingly recognizing its importance. NATO's response to Russia's violation of the Paris Agreement on climate change is commendable, but more needs to be done. NATO must continue to address climate change as a security threat and take concrete action to reduce its carbon footprint. Additionally, NATO must encourage its member states to meet their Paris Agreement commitments and promote dialogue with Russia on climate change. The world needs collective action to address climate change, and NATO has a crucial role to play.